What's up, everybody? It's hump day.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is middle of the week already.
Somehow we got this matching shirt thing going on. Johnny Gray today.
It's vibing, dude. It's
Doesn't really
vibing.
describe the mood. It's not that gray, not that dark. There's actually
It's a
some good
little.
news on the radar.
It cracks me up every evening. My wife comes home from work and she tells me it's a little chilly, and I look over at the thermostat and it's 82, and I just say, "Yeah, honey, it is. It is."
Maui kind things.
That's it. It's a
cold
little
when
chilly
the sun
though,
is
dude.
not blazing on you.
Well, the winds are whipping, man. It is some serious northeast winds. I did not buy a generator today, but I am getting nonstop text messages and emails from Hawaiian Electric saying it's not looking good. So
You know what that sounds like, Johnny?
What's
That
that?
sounds like real estate. Threats of offers, but no
That's right.
offers in the
Threats.
inbox. Or threats of getting rid of your electricity.
Threats of power. Threats
shutting
of
it down.
power. Yep.
One holds
So
all the cards.
it's humidity and wind speed that makes them turn the electricity off. So I guess the humidity is kind of not great on the Big Island. I don't think we have any 65-mile-an-hour gusts on Maui, so that's what's keeping the power on so far. But man, it did go off last week, so it kind of proved that they're not making threats. They will shut it down. And you may have put your order in, but you may not get your food. Happened. I saw Duma was complaining about that Monkey Pod full restaurant. Just turned the power off.
No can.
That's what's up. So, man, Maui Vacation Rental Association has been keeping me updated on dates. So let's bust that out, man. Next date about this whole Minatoya condo, Bill 9, Exhibit 2, Tuesday, February 24. So you got resolution 25-230. We decided that we're just going to create 2 new hotel zones. So we've got the H3. Yeah, we got the H3 and the H4. So you mentioned you might have Exhibit 2 handy as well, Danny.
Sure do.
Let's click that real quick just so it all makes sense. So to bring everybody up to speed, we had condos that you can do vacation rents on a list called a Minatoya list. They were technically apartment zoned land. And then our governor made a new law that said, hey, mayors, you can change the zoning when you deem it necessary. And so that brought us through the Minatoya list condominiums. And then the county decided, hey, we're probably going to lose out on a lot of property tax dollars. So maybe we should think this through, created a committee, the TIG committee, and they carved out some Minatoya list condos that they think should be allowed to continue vacation renting. And that's where we're at. And they're going to change the apartment zoning to H3 or H4. So it's quite a list, man. There's some surprising ones on there and some others that are not so surprising.
Which ones are surprising? Which ones are not?
Well, the ones that are surprising to me are all the Kapalua Bay and like Kapalua Golf Villas, Kapalua Ridge. Kapalua is it's a resort community, literally. So resort tells me vacation. This is a vacation area, and then there's living opportunities. There was a statement made by one of the Maui County Council members that they specifically kept those as residential so that local people had options in all price ranges. And the reason why that was such a titillating comment is local people can live in any condominium complex. We get a homestead exemption on our taxes. That's our benefit. That's what's cool about being a resident is you can literally live in a vacation condo and pay literally probably 10% the taxes that everybody else that uses as a vacation rental condo would be. So this is good news, though. The strategy that we've been sharing is that you really should be focusing on these condos that are on this Exhibit 2 for potential deals because uncertainty still lives. There are still people that just want out now at this point because the uncertainty is so draining on them. But we've taken advantage of this in a community that's on Exhibit 2. We continue to preach that. So
for me, Johnny, I think it's quite interesting, and we've kind of discussed it a little bit, but there's a handful on here that just feel very residential. And you thought in the whole discussion of Bill 9 and creating housing and making things residential, hearing testimony, that some of them would absolutely go residential, would stay off any carve outs. Places like
Agreed.
Kihei Bay Surf, Kihei Bay Vista, studios right there in Kihei that seem like they'd be perfect spots for, young people or, kind of young couples who are getting their start in Maui, or locals, to be close to the beach, to have amenities, but more of a place to live. You have Paki Maui on there, which is, so much of the testimony during the Bill 9 was all about how that used to be a very residential complex. That's on the list.
I heard that when they developed it, they advertised it towards first-time buyers as well, which I found interesting. To your point on Paki. Yep.
And another big one for me is pretty much everywhere in Ma'alaya. There's a few that don't allow vacation rentals. No worries there. But all the other ones that have allowed vacation rentals are apartment zoned. They're all on this Exhibit 2. Now, if anywhere, in my opinion, if there's anywhere on Maui that you're going to go real residential, that feels like a spot. I mean, the location is prime. You're halfway between west side, south side. It is a very quiet area. It doesn't necessarily feel like a place where people want to just vacation. I mean, you have the boat trips and stuff there, but it seems once people are off the boat trips, they're out of there. By 1 o'clock, the place is ghost town most of the time. People complain about the wind, that sort of thing. I loved it for living. Yep. So that to me was a big surprise as well. Like, all of those are on this Exhibit 2. Then some of the smaller complexes like Pikake, or, I mean, bigger in Maui Vista, those were kind of surprising to be on the list. And then, as you said, some of the ones that are not on the list in Kapalua. And so that was kind of another charge on this email, was if your property is not included, then now is the time to prepare and suggest why it should be on the list. And so here's kind of their threshold as to what properties that they're considering: ones that are timeshare, one that have leasehold, higher value units, sea level rise exposure areas. So kind of interesting, again, what they included, what they didn't, but this is where we're at.
Yeah, man. It's just all of it's just interesting, Danny. I mean, I'm just reflecting on, like, now, we're having discussions about Lahaina being allowed to have, like, basically manufactured housing in there, when just a few months ago it was a big discussion about how everything should look and should all be more plantation style. And it just feels like, man, I don't know, like, just kind of making choices based off of emotion. Anyway, just it's chaotic. And Bill 9 chaos is going to go on for at least another 10 years. Even if Exhibit 2 goes through, I mean, there's people that invested in Minatoya list condos that were told, hey, these are vested property rights, and those people are going to be unhappy. And the wheels of justice turn slowly on purpose. And so that's about how long it takes to get stuff done here on Maui. So, man, condo chaos, here it is.
And here's the latest update on Bill 9. There are 2 lawsuits challenging Bill 9. They're in the early stages, not yet certified in the court. Nobody else can be added to it. But here you go. It's moving slowly. This is a couple months in now that these lawsuits have been going on.
Yep.
And regardless of who's on the list, not on the list, Exhibit 2, there's always going to be someone on one side or the other that's not happy with the outcome.
Agreed.
Which I think turns into more legal battles and complications down the road. But this is the latest.
Uncertainty and chaos means opportunity. And so that's why you continue to come back here, so we can just talk it through with you and share with you what we're seeing. So
that's it. With that, Johnny, should we hit the hot list?
We go hula. Bro, that's an oceanfront complex. We did some nice... We did some big talk stories in here, man. We've got some film content at this very complex here that we'll be posting, because it explains leasehold. Explains leasehold at a high level. But here it is, guys. $125,000. You plunk your money down. You're going to pay another $1,650 a month in AOAO fees. It's going to include your water, sewer, electric. All right, not electric. I apologize. Water, sewer, trash. And then you're going to pay another, what is it, $1,000 a month in land rent?
$850.
I mean, so all in, you're about $2,400 a month to stay in a 1-bedroom, 1-bath in a resort kind of complex right in Honokawai. It is really lush and chill in there, man. Honokawai to me is a very, very busy, walkable area with a lot of stuff to go and eat and do, but it's very busy. But literally, the minute you step off the lower road into this complex, it feels so chill.
It's like a throwback in time, right? Old Hawaiiana.
It really is.
Palm
Mango
trees,
trees,
grass.
mango. Yeah. I
Very
mean,
quiet. I mean, we were recording and there was no noise or anything in the background except birds.
And we literally recorded at probably the coolest laundromat that's on the complex right there, right? I mean, it totally made it so you can just chill and hang out with other people and talk story while you do your laundry, man.
So fascinating part about Maui Sands, and going back to Bill 9, Exhibit 2. So this complex leasehold, as is Maui Sands 2, right next door, Maui Sands Seaside, sometimes it's known as. That one has no amenities and is on Exhibit 2. This one has the amenities, is not on Exhibit 2. This feels like it's been used for vacation, that sort of thing. My only thought is
the owner,
because this lease is coming up in 2037, there might
and the
be...
owner. I think because it's owned by the Weinberg Institute as well. Because the Weinberg Institute, so it's a very charitable organization throughout Hawaii. I think that they try to flip this one into something more residential. And man, it's going to be a cool complex if they do.
That would be interesting. I mean, they could full on develop it into a massive.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if they let us tear stuff down. Change the usage. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, laundromats for your residential doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But, I used to have to do laundry with my granny. We came down from Oluwalu because at their house they didn't have a washer dryer.
So 125,000, Johnny. You got this one and the next one.
This one's better interior wise, in my opinion.
You're going to go 2037 June. So 11 and a half years of ownership, and then 2,500 a month. So let's say 2,500 a month plus basically another $1,000 a month for the next 10-ish years.
There it is.
So you're like 3,500 a month for the next 10 years. That's your total cost.
That's right. Now, if you decide to move into it, right, your taxes are going to be next to nothing. So that's a strategy. But yeah, I mean, so the one thing that's going to be odd is taxes with this Bill 9 nonsense, right? What's going to happen? Because we've talked about this. So in vacation rental complexes that allow vacation renting, when in the county's eyes, you can only have either the vacation rental basis, which is one of the highest tax classes that we have in Maui, or you can do full-time residents. Those are your only two choices. You cannot be a second homeowner, pay second homeowner tax rates in a vacation rentable complex. What happens come 29?
Yes.
I mean, so then is it going to be allowed? I mean, there's so many things that I don't think have been completely thought through, but I could be wrong. So that's just going to be interesting stuff.
No, they'll just let people pay the vacation rental taxes until they figure it out.
There it is. Much like Mahina Beach kind of vibe,
problem.
Is that the one? Yeah, just pay us.
So kind of interesting. We like to bring leasehold to your attention. Again, this show is not specific to show only one option for Maui real estate, retire with Maui. This is one of the options. Maybe you're in your later years and 10 years on Maui, and this is perfect for you. Or maybe you just want a specific cost for the next 10 years and you're going to go enjoy it, and here you go. A lot of different ways to look at this.
They say leasehold, like who would be a great prospect for leasehold? And they typically say retirees that don't have heirs, or maybe there's heirs that they just don't want to leave them someplace on Maui because they think maybe the heirs would get themselves in trouble or something like that. This has an end date in sight, right? Whether that's right, wrong, what have you, it does. Maui Park Shore.
Just you only have a certain amount of money available for your Maui dream.
Danny, this is a case study in the aspirational pricing strategy and why I dislike it so much. Because, well, I mean, we've already had sales in the high sixes at Maui Park Shore. Am I right? And
maybe close by.
Okay. So, I mean, when I'm looking at this, we start at $950 349 days ago. And as they do their price reductions, they're just continuing to miss the market. right? I mean, we know this complex. Everybody has a view of the parking lot, basically, but some have better views beyond the parking lot, whereas this is a ground floor unit. So you literally are just cars and exhaust. And they're
heat.
still behind in heat. So, yeah.
So right in this corner here is where the unit is, I think.
That's the 5 stack there, huh? So, yeah, I don't see that one moving.
So
I
coming
said it.
down 230,000 already. It's feeling more and more dealish. There might be more room. Nobody's jumped on
Agreed.
it. So there comes to the point, that threshold where everyone is willing to jump in. So far, we haven't hit that. And there you go. Aspirational pricing. You feel like you're losing. 1 year later, you're still going down, down, down. You're in the 9s, you're in the 8s, you're in the 7s. Soon you're going to be in the 6s. Hopefully, we don't see the 5s.
Yep. That one needs to be taken off the market and dusted off for a little bit. Man, kind of a deal, I'm not going to lie, for the area, for Maui Meadows. I mean, a bit of a compound, got a detached ohana. I mean, always interesting when they do a 2-bedroom main house. I'm hoping that there's some sort of den or something, maybe if you needed a 3rd bedroom there. Does have a pool. And then how big is my detached ohana on this half acre here, Danny?
720.
So I got a 1-bedroom, 1-bath right there. And now we're a sub $2 million. Look at that view, guys. That's a great.
Look at those views.
That's a nice view from Maui Meadows right there.
Yeah, not even a parking lot or electric pole in there.
If you come across any of our other videos where Danny and I talk about Maui Meadows, you'll hear us say that Maui Meadows is for the rebels. And the reason for that is there is no homeowners association throughout Maui Meadows. And that means you get an absolute hodgepodge of different architectural styles and various styles of upkeep throughout the neighborhood. And it always seems like the nicest house is next to the not nicest house.
That's how it feels. So I mean, started at basically 2.4. They're down under 2 million, $400,000 in 200 days. You're on a half acre, which is also really nice about Maui Meadows.
With a view.
Pool.
I think they felt at 2.4 they were kind of perceived market, you know? Now, maybe it sold and it came back. That I don't know. But anyway, great
smallish,
example of
I think
Meadows.
it's the smallest size of
main house.
Main house.
And then the 2-bedroom looks 2-story. It almost looks, or 1-bedroom. It looks way bigger than the square footage.
Yeah, this whole thing looks pretty good size. Yeah, you got upstairs, downstairs. You got a lanai.
It's no Hana-ish.
Yeah, might be.
Indeed.
So there's Maui coming back. Here we go.
Ho'olea Terrace, man. Just dropped off some enchiladas to Mom here at Ho'olea Terrace. It's nicely redone there, man. You know, it's staged well. This looks like one that sits up on top. They've done the updates in there. I didn't see any
Flooring,
AC.
at least.
Yeah, I didn't see any AC.
Do you really need AC up here?
Right? Dude, it's
pretty cool.
It is. It really,
you get a nice breeze, pretty cool. I have a few friends that live nearby. Never use AC. It's definitely the advantage. Down to 580. It's a 29,000 in 230 days. Showing some signs. Not quite there.
Little tidbit, there were some lawsuits between the developer and the AOAO that has been settled. And so come May, I'm going to start replacing some windows and doing some various fixes throughout the complex. So just a heads up there.
It's kind of a leasehold day, Johnny. Kanai Analu.
So here we go. So you got the 530, but it is leasehold. We just had the discussion. So Kanai should be on Exhibit 2. Am I correct there?
It's on Exhibit 2.
So walk us through this deal here, Danny. That's a gorgeous view. I love the grass in front. What do you think of Kanai as a complex?
So it's kind of the shape of the complex, Johnny, is a bit like a horseshoe. So it's got the little spurs on the edges. So you got that U shape in the middle. So this is kind of in that interior. There you go. So you're on the interior here, looking over the pool. So you got a decent view. The unit itself is sort of updated.
It's got those Nani Kaihale walls, huh?
Yeah, it's still got some of the concrete block walls.
Rough masonry look.
It keeps it very cool inside, actually. I've been in some of these units. It definitely feels cooler inside. And it's Maui, it's windy. You don't necessarily need AC here either. But for me, Johnny, the real talk of something like this is leasehold at 530. So your entry pay to play $530,000. Just down the block, Maui Kai, 2 bedroom,
Million
1.2
bucks.
million.
That's right.
So you're $700,000 less by getting a leasehold. The trade-off, you have a monthly cost of $1,000 in addition to the maintenance fees. So how that plays for some people is they want to lower upfront and they're okay paying a monthly, especially if they're renting this thing out. They're making money off that. But 2066, so typically on leasehold, they're kind of a short time frame for the expiry. You're not able to get any sort of financing.
Yep.
This one, you can definitely get some financing on it, which is huge. And then the other thing, Johnny, there are very few vacation rentable condos on Maui that allow for pets. This is one of them.
There you go.
If you haven't been to Ma'alaya, for me, it's the best kept secret of Maui. It's quiet. It's beautiful. It's not a lot of traffic. The trade winds are great. It doesn't feel as hot. There's plenty of space to roam. Long stretch of beach, 5 miles, 4 miles to Kihei. It's a lot to love about Ma'alaya, Johnny.
If you've been to the aquarium, if you've checked out the new laser light show thingy about the whales over there, you have been to Ma'alaya. If you've eaten at Havens Harborside, shout out to Chef Zach. That's a killer new spot there. And I'm going to say it, perhaps the best pizza on Maui is located right there in that same location. So lots of good stuff. Ma'alaya General Store, if you want to, go there for a smoothie, good times. Whoa, Danny. Hale'onaloa coming out at 445. Hale'onaloa on Exhibit 2. I'm going to say it needs a remodel.
Yeah, there we go. A little carpety.
It's grandma's place. I mean, it's nicely maintained.
Got to see the kitchen, Johnny. Look
Bro,
at that. That's
look
been
at that
around for a minute.
wallpaper. My God, look at that range though, bro. That thing is like
pristine.
It is. Just some interesting floor plans at Hale'onaloa. Like that, the bedrooms wide open there with the shojis and all that. So just an FYI.
But you're right in the middle of the complex. Decent view.
Not bad, man.
Second floor over the pool. Yeah, here's your kind of interesting layout. Sort of weirdness at Hale'onaloa. But we're talking $445 for a vacation rentable on Exhibit 2 condo on Maui in 2026.
So we've talked about behavior, and the behavior we see from realtors is they like to send out emails to other realtors that say motivated seller, but the price range or the price doesn't tell you the same story. This is the behavior we're looking for. So this guy talked to his realtor and said, no, I want to ask for $695. The realtor said, cool. But if we don't get any action, we're going to have to do some price reductions. And he said, all right, I agree to that. That's why 85 days later, we're $250,000 below the original list price. This is that behavior, that 445 right there. Still a suggestion. I say maybe 419, somewhere in there if you got cash. I mean, we write the offer at 400, of course, but I think we end up somewhere there.
That's how it feels.
Agreed. And what did we sell ours for, Danny?
7.
And not even, I say that one's a superior location to ours as well. So I'm going to call this a deal. I know it's bizarre, but $7.8 million for oceanfront these days seems like a deal. I say that because there's one up in my favorite neighborhood in Kaanapali Hillside, Lanikeha, for the same amount of money, similar square footage, but nowhere near the beach. And this one is oceanfront. Sprecklesville is a vibe. This is on Paia Bay, so this one's more in town. Not only do you get a 3,220 square foot main house, but you also get, what's my ohana size? A 2-bedroom, 1.5 ohana. Oh, I'm calling it. That's a deal. 0.6 acres. Where are we at? Are we right behind Paia Town? Show us on the map there, Dammy. Some updates in 18. So there we have it. Yeah. So yeah,
just
right across from the parking lot, basically. Mick had his little store out there, Fleetwood. Yeah, man. That's a jam right there. Whoa. This one makes ours look a bit like a deal, Danny. 1 bedroom.
See a lot of zeros on there, Johnny.
Man, so this is a beachfront complex, but this is a mountain view penthouse. So the largest square footage that they have there, if I'm not mistaken, Danny, 1 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,050 square feet, $1,000,001. I don't see it at all, but Ask away.
Unique, spacious. Not all of them like it. So just for that fact, it could move, Johnny,
Just because
because
it's
it's
unique and
rare.
rare. Agreed.
There's not a lot of them.
Nope.
But if we're talking comps, I mean, we had 6th floor studio on the same mountainside available
For
for
half the money. They didn't want it.
a third of the money almost.
Yeah, now.
A
Agreed.
third of the money. And it's sitting, I mean, there's other units on the market in the 300s for a studio on this side that are not moving. And man, $3,600 a month in fees, Johnny.
There it is. Now, it includes the whole kit and caboodle there at Lahaina Shores, right? So you do get electric included. Man, just a really, really well run. I mean, we've gotten to know the general manager really well. There's a full front desk experience there. That beach is basically empty, dude. When we went and surfed there at Breakwall, I mean,
It's empty all the time. Even before the fire, this was empty most of the time.
So I like the opportunity in Lahaina Shores because it will be the only place to stay while they rebuild Lahaina when they finally get around to building our town back. Ainanalu, burnt to the ground. Pioneer Inn, burnt to the ground. So yeah, Spinnaker, burnt to the ground. Lahaina Roads, not on Exhibit 2. Maui
vendors,
Gardens,
Johnny.
moving Danny, $499. The old Kalepa Lepo. So, all right, 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath. Man,
That seems fair.
it does.
$499 for two,
It
1.5
does.
ground floor.
Yeah, 782
Nice
square
complex,
feet.
good amenities, block
There
to
it
the
is.
beach.
There it is. Little tweak on the price and it moves.
So, Johnny, if you had to choose between like a Kihei Villages, Keonikai Villages, villas at Kenaleo, some of these all in the same Haleakala Gardens,
South
where
Point.
would you? Yeah, South Point. What would
Dude,
you choose?
Man, so I do like the location of Keonikai Villages. I like that. I like Camp 3 Beach. I like the close proximity to Wailea. But in terms of complexes, value on amenities, location wise, I really got to go with Villas at Kenaleo. I really love the fact that there's this giant resort next to it. I mean, resorts add value. It's a Hilton. It's brand new. It's beautiful. It creates its own worker base as well. So I feel that that would make a great, like if you were going to step out as a couple, you're going to buy a condo, and then the plan is that's going to be my first rental property, I would tell you to go Villas at Kenaleo all day long.
Great reasoning.
Yes. I mean, dude, for location play, this one was, I mean, kind of a deal, man. I'm used to looking over grass, kind of like that cornery view, right? I can see the ocean. Yeah, I get it. But this is
nice spot.
Yep.
A bit dated in ways.
Agreed.
Someone's seen the value, 75 days.
That's it.
She go.
And you got the monsoon food down below. So here we go. Masters, man. It's just a trip, right? Made fun of the ones that came out at $1.8 million, but one of them sold right away or is in escrow right away. And then you got this guy here, 245 days later. But there it is. Condition. And just not a great design. Everything up against the walls there. In terms of furniture layout, you know? Yeah. All that kind of.
But $1 million, it's probably close to $1 million. All said and done on this. So seems pretty.
Somebody did well on that one. It's good merch. Yep.
This one hanging out along. You see in these days on market. This one 298 days, Johnny.
Yeah. Once they hit $899, they don't want to move anymore. I get it. This one sits on the outskirts a bit, but I've just liked Kapalua Ridge since I was a teenager. Just always have. So this is on this is on the Montage section. So, in terms of convenience, probably real close to the first entrance, if you would. But definitely dated.
Bit dated, sat a while, and eventually found something. 151,000 reduction over 300 days.
There it is. So Kuleana on Exhibit 2, and that's because there's a lot of timeshare in this particular community here. That's not a bad, you'd never know, right? They're just people staying at a vacation rental condo. We're going to have something coming up here probably March, April-ish, oceanfront one at Kuleana. So keep an eye out for that.
266 days on that one. 265 days here at the EL Parkside.
There you go. So it's been updated inside. So that's what it had going for it, right? It's got the floors people like there. Didn't like it at 525, but hit 460. Somebody said, okay, I'll write an offer on that. Kihei Beach, Danny. So tell me where it is again. What's it next to? This one's
Right
next to Nanikai Hale? No.
It's just down next to Maui Surf.
There it is.
Across
there it is.
from
That's
the Sugar
the
Beach
one.
Bake Shop.
That's the one. Roger that.
So great location, beautiful, right on the beach, views
direct
for
ocean
days.
front. That's what's up. It's a
corner unit, so you get double
Look
windows.
at that. Look
so
at
million,
that.
$1,000,003 they came out at, $1,000,003. I bet they're really close to that price.
Dude, mesmerized, right? Look at all those canoes.
Look at the views from every window, every room.
Let's go.
Solid opportunity. Someone jumped on it.
That's what's up. Brah, Waikuli House is moving, man. So started at $1,009,000, dwindled down to $1,550,000. So guys, this is part of a 3-pack here. So that TMK stands for tax map key, just beneath the address there. And the 3 tells us that there's 3 domiciles on this one property. It has been CPR'd, condominium property regime. Particular agent that's on this, he does these what are called CPR flips all the time. So you go buy a family compound that had 3 houses on it, you CPR each one, you sell them off individually, and you just smash it.
I mean, pretty wild. 1.9. I mean, that's a lot of money for just a single family in Waikuli.
I mean, but fairly recent build, right? 2020, survived the fire they were stoked on. So he was probably in the middle of flipping and developing these, and then the fires happened, right? So, yeah, man, that's it.
One
last one here. Very interesting. Somebody negotiated less than the original price at a new development, but they are in their closeout phase there at Parkways at Mailani. So maybe that's what did it. Bingo, bango. Pickle mango.
There you have it. The latest update on Bill 9, Exhibit 2, the future of vacation rentable condos on Maui. Drop comments below anytime. You have questions, something you want us to look at, be on the lookout. Deal of the week dropping tomorrow, Thursday. Till next time.
Ahooies.